Please, Speed, I need this. My mom is kind of homeless. I live with my dad. I want to help her out.
Speed, I'm watching the stream while you try not to laugh, bro. That's disrespectful as shit, bro. The fuck wrong with you, bro? Stop fucking laughing, bro.
Blue Lock episode Nagi, chapter 34, starts where we left off. I wasn't even here last month. With Nagi and Rayo both fighting to find their egos. Rayo wants to shape his own destiny with his goals, and Nagi wants to face the world here and now. Rayo was moving crazy. The dribble past this random, then when Corona pulled up, he hit him with the exact same dribble move that he did earlier. Had nothing but respect for him as he continued to cook his trash ass team. Corona genuinely needs more love, bro. The fact that he made it this far with this garbage ass squad, like genuinely, who are these niggas, bro? Like him, how did he even make it onto the pitch? And the fact that in the manga right now, he's able to keep up with Isagi without Metavision, by the way. Kanichiro needs to give him a power up. Rayo then gives the ball to Igaguri and he tells him to throw that shit up like he's Shido. And as he blows by this guy who has probably a bottom 5 haircut in this show, he obliges. And this was clean. When he's not gobbling that Seishiro slong, Rayo is so goddamn cool, bro. Replicated that Shido shot from earlier with a pinpoint accuracy and he banged it into the goal. Corona couldn't believe what was happening. Meanwhile, Nagi is going up against the World 5 basically on his own, as technically the match ended last chapter with Chigri's injury. He gives the ball to Zantetsu and whistles to him like a dog for that ball. He used to be so cool, bro, what the hell? Zantetsu then gives him a nice pass, which he traps, then rainbow flicks over. Big Dog over here thought it was time to feast, but Nagi was not done. One quick mid-air kick up, and then he uses his shoulder to bounce the ball and gets right past them. He just blew by 3 world-class players by himself, well thanks to Zantetsu, but still. And Blue Lock Rivals still has him as a legendary, but in the end, it was to no avail. Even though he got past the other 3, that nigga Loki was on that. I truly believe that Loki is not real. No man on earth should be able to move this fucking fast. He was all the way over here when the play started. He's not real. He's not real. He's genuinely not real. And it's funny because he genuinely did this shit out of the love of the game. Luna didn't even try to stop him. He was over here focused on Chigri's injury. He was out here stopping Nagi for the love of the game. Picking a fight with us on your own. Aren't you afraid of anything? He says. Luna responds that Nagi is just like Loki. Even though Loki apparently looks down on him, I'm not surprised. And he talking about some, no way, I respect you guys, you were amazing until I showed up. Such a dickhead, bro. And it's so funny because when it comes to belittling people, he will waste no time, absolutely none when it comes to that. But when he gets called out, all of a sudden he want to be crying on the bench. No, tell your students to stop harassing me. Like, come on, bro. You gotta take what you can dish. Also, I did this for the sake of the video, but one thing that I found interesting in the actual chapter, Rayo's goal and Nagi's miss are right next to each other. Kind of ironic. Rayo scoring and working towards his long-term goal of shaping his future with his goals, and Nagi failing to beat the World 5 here and now. A short-term goal that was honestly ill-fated from the start. Pretty interesting. Loki does say that he and Nagi might be the same, since they're both blessed with talent and they're fearless. But he tells Nagi that when he learns the feeling of fear, it will destroy him. Good lord, that hairline is diabolical. Back to Rayo's side of the story. They have finally won 5-3. How that sorry ass team managed 3 goals is beyond me. I know it was a Corona hat trick. Shout out to him. Igaguri tries hyping Rayo up, but he wasn't really feeling it. That Igaguri glaze doesn't have the same substance, the potency of the glaze of Nagi. Let me stop. And even after that insane shot, he's still so dismissive of his abilities. I was just copying. Dude literally defied the laws of physics and he's not the slightest bit phased. And this is what I like about Shido. Like I said, he always knows when to give props when they're due. He told him he was like that. Don't dismiss your explosion. That emo fraud could never. Team Shido then makes the obvious decision of taking Corona. I do not know why Igaguri is smiling like it isn't a miracle that he's on the team in the first place. Why is he even calling the shots right now? If Shido didn't have that Kunigami hate boner, he wouldn't be here. But nevertheless, they head on. And before we move on though, who is this guy again? Bro was practically non-existent on the field earlier. He thinks he's on the team. After their game against the World 5, Nagi and his team are chilling in their rooms. Zantetsu is learning his ABCs and Corona is not impressed. Huh? It's not Corona. That's not Corona. Corona. Kiora, that's his, yeah. Fuck, bro. God damn, that borderline shit genuinely pissed me off. I can't even remember his name. Kiora was not impressed. He's going through that elemental P cannon event right now. I'm not gonna lie, it took me until 1st grade to figure out that wasn't a word. Baru wasn't rocking with it either. I almost didn't recognize him without the ridiculously gelled hair. Luckily, we are not about to repeat the Gagamaru incident. We don't talk about that. Kyora's really just a chill guy at heart, huh? Meanwhile, Nagi is chilling in his bed, thinking about everything that just happened. What is he gonna say to Rail when they meet again? Will they talk about how they've changed? The people that they fought? Will he apologize? Then Kiora tells him what Loki said earlier. When he learns fear, he will break. Fear. What is it that Nagi's afraid of? Losing to Isagi? Nah, it just fired him up even more. Something scarier. As he's thinking of that, the second selection concludes. Everyone is told to gather in the central joint room, and this is where Nagi comes to the conclusion about his fear. He's afraid of losing his fire, losing his will to win. Rail brought him along, and through that he chased after Isagi and won his way back up again. But as he continues to play, he's learning new things about himself. He wants to be fired up forever. He wants to stay excited. He doesn't want to wake up from this dream as we see his team enter the room. Damn, the aura farming here was crazy. They even managed to make Zentetsu's elemental P ass look tough. Also, I don't know if y'all know this, but Nagi is not shorter than Baru. I don't know where this propaganda came from. Dude is 6'3", which by the way is low-key crazy to think about, cause he's 6'3" and he can hit shit like this at will. Imagine him playing basketball, you'd be moving so crazy. And in the final page, he says what's good to Isagi as the second selection comes to a close. In the end, Loki was right. When Nagi came face to face with his fear, losing his fire in Rail, he ended up breaking under the weight. The question is though, how will he rise again? In my mind, there is no way Nagi doesn't return. Dude has a whole spin-off manga, for heaven's sakes. But how will he return? Will he start from the bottom again? Will he join another country's team? And here's a little crazy theory. Will Ego make some kind of tournament where he will gather, I don't know, like the people who got kicked out of Blue Lock and see who comes out on top? I really don't know. At the end of the day, it could be ages until he returns. But if there's one thing that Nagi has, it's potential. And unlike a certain black-haired Maharaga-wielding sorcerer, I think that he has what it takes to reach it. Isagi telling him not to quit soccer helps stoke the embers of his diminished ego. He will return. But anyway, that's this for this episode Nagi video. I guess I'll see y'all, I was about to say next month, but next week got a new chapter, so yeah, I'll see you then. Goodbye.